The hashtag Not Listening podcast is part of the Pod Gods network. Want to find out more about the Pod Gods? Google it. Have a nice day.
The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got to be okay with bad language to continue. Idiotic ramblings, British guys talking rubbish and saying the word cunt a lot. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. You sure you want to continue? I'm just giving you one more chance, okay? Last guy who didn't turn back, we've never seen him again. Okay, you're a better person than I am, because I don't listen. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Hello, and welcome to the Not Listening podcast.
What's with the French accent?
It's not bloody French accent. What are you talking about, you mug? My name is Adam. Welcome to the Not Listening podcast. You over there?
I am well.
No, I'm doing the intro like this. You do it in a normal voice, right?
I don't understand why you are sitting there talking in what is a really appalling French accent.
Why are you doing a French accent as well? Because I'm the Michael Caine. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. It was the size of a tangerine.
That is categorically the worst Michael Caine accent I have ever heard in my life.
Stop messing up my intro, alright? You mug.
You are messing up your own intro, and you do not need any help from me.
No. My intro, it was the size of a tangerine. Master Bruce.
That's the only accent you can apparently do.
But I'm the real Michael Caine. Fucking ruined it.
What?
Drunken Science with Ash. There's a stunner.
Word of warning for all you listeners out there. Don't clean your kitchen sink with bleach. Then eat all your pickled onions. And pour the vinegar down the sink. 'Cause you have to evacuate your kitchen.
Drunken Science with Ash. There's a stunner.
So recently, I actually went back and watched Total Recall.
Ooh.
You went back and watched Total Recall?
Can you
Yes.
remember it fully?
I can remember a lot of it. But no.
So we'll call
I
it
don't have-
partial
yeah,
recall.
but it is definitely a partial recall because I've now got it mixed with the new one.
I've not seen the new one, so I don't have that issue.
You had
There's
it
lots
mixed.
of free run. There's lots of free running in it, and there's no free running in the old one.
Oh, bit of Parkard.
There's no Arnie in the new one, though.
No, exactly. So it's not.
Sorry.
There's no Arnie in the new one.
No.
That's the Arnie. You can't remake an Arnold Schwarzenegger film simply because Arnold Schwarzenegger films without Arnie,
They're just called films.
it's just a film that is like they're remaking. You know, kids. Arnold Schwarzenegger makes the film. Every film he's been in, it's quotable. It's because he's so bad. Total Recall when it came out, get your ass to Mars.
The Expendables?
The Expendables. What about it?
Would you say he made that film?
Well, no, he was kind of a cameo in that. I mean, when he stars in the film, when he's the main person. You know what I mean? Like Kindergarten Cop. It's not a tumor.
I've still not seen that film, and I don't think I will. But Total Recall.
Total
Recall was good, but the "Get Your Ass to Mars" quote isn't in the new one because they don't even go to Mars.
Yeah, what's the new one?
They go to Australia.
Oh, that's it. And they go through the Earth.
Go through the Earth.
Whereas the Total Recall, that makes the visual Total Recall actually sound a bit kind of, that could happen. We could actually get our asses to Mars. Whereas in the new Total Recall, you're like, I ain't going through the fucking core of the Earth.
No.
Magma.
Yes. Building that tunnel. Must have been an absolute
Radio air
Get
quotes.
through a fuck lot of shovels, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. My spine's melted.
When was Total Recall out then? The first one, obviously.
1990.
Oh no! Oh, there's a '90s film.
It's a
then.
90s film. Yeah.
Sharon Stone's
So-
first movie as well.
Sharon Stone was in it, yeah. But she wasn't a whore. Well, she
no,
was a whore.
She was. She
Yeah,
played.
she was paid to be his wife,
Yeah.
his fake wife.
And she tried to kill him. But
If it's actually true, or if it was all him going
Well,
a
that's the
bit
thing.
mental.
It left it a bit open, didn't it? At
Which
the
is-
end, you never knew the answer.
yeah,
which
but
was
he
great.
killed her.
Or did he?
He killed her in his dream.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. How does it end?
It ends.
Spoiler.
It ends with them popping out their little tube from the alien artifact.
So they
They fell out the mountain
They put the air back on Mars.
into
Popped
Mars,
out their little
and
tube.
their eyes start bulging out and everything. And then all of a sudden, yeah, just like he actually makes.
No, that was Adam's sex noise.
I feel sorry for Charlotte.
That's the only time my eyes start.
And
bulging.
Miles, that's got to wake him up.
So they pop out of this mountain.
They fall out the mountain and there's no atmosphere and their eyes are bulging and the bad guy fell out a couple of seconds first, so of course he dies, but the cloud of atmosphere seems to come over just in time to save Arnie, and his eyes pop back in and he's perfectly fine and he walks off into the sunset.
But the ending really is in the context because he's got this choice, which is kind of take the pill and go back to the reality.
It's Matrix.
And it's very similar, which is take the pill and go back to reality, or carry on in what he's being told is the dream, but you don't know whether or not that is the case.
Right.
So because he just makes a decision, but you don't know whether he's made the decision and actually descended into insanity and gotten captured into the vision that they're telling him he's in, or whether they were lying and he's just carried on and is a hero.
Right.
I quite like it.
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
he's been lobotomized or not,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh. Total
But-
Recall. Ooh.
But either way, he finishes up with quite a fit bird.
Who
Yes.
didn't make a movie after that?
Melina.
So she went off the face of the earth. She went to Mars.
Yeah.
She never made a movie again. And
Really?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of
You
California.
saying that? No, she's been in a few TV. She was in Man on Fire,
Well, Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington film.
Yeah.
So she was one of the main.
How do you
women
know
in-
she was the main woman? She's just in the film. Doesn't
In
automatically make her the main woman, does it?
Because I now remember watching the film.
But you
I'm pretty
recognise
sure
her, do
that
you?
she was.
No, because I'm sure the main person in Man on Fire is Denzel Washington. And the main girl is actually Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, no, but she was one of the ones in when he was in
Great hand movements.
with.
Yeah. And moving away from the mic while he talks.
Yeah, of course.
All right,
I've gotta
Ash,
get
you're
back
banned
into
from
swing
the
of-
internet.
I've gotta get back
you are
into the
not
swing
going to
of
get
things.
in the swing of this if you keep playing with the laptop. Seriously, put the laptop down.
It was getting a bit heavy holding it above my head.
Yeah, precisely. Plus the hand motions, you're going to dislocate your wrist.
Get your
Nah,
ass,
it's had a lot of practice.
get your ass back to Total Recall.
Yeah.
Damn it, Ash!
Let go of the mouse.
Give
Let
the
go of
people the
mouse.
air.
Getting my arse back to Total Recall.
No, that's getting the internet back to Total Recall. Disengage your brain from the laptop. Think about the subject.
But I'm attached by wires.
You only watched it the other week. You don't need IMDb. You could wean yourself away from IMDb.
Fuck's sake, Ash.
The little Johnny cabs.
The Johnny cabs are
The Johnny
awesome.
cabs.
When he rips its head off and drives it
Just the
manually.
joystick. Why it's got a joystick in there as well, isn't it? No,
It's
it
so
doesn't
you
make
can
sense.
give Johnny a reach around as you drive. Didn't I read something in the papers or see something somewhere about a woman who's had plastic surgery to basically give herself a middle boobie to be like the hooker in Total Recall? I'm
It
sure
was
it's
fake.
something like that.
It was a fake story.
Well, it was certainly going to be a
It was a
fake
fake
tit if it
boobie.
wasn't.
Well, it was. She faked it.
Right, she faked it.
So, waiting for the next segment. Nothing to say here. Nothing at all.
News.
Hello, and it's time for the really real news. Bringing you the movie news since about 3 months ago. I am Adam Bruce Wayne Batman Barker.
And I'm Amy Steve Bruce Lee.
Here are the headlines.
News.
New James Bond trailer hits the internet.
News. Hugh Jackman hints at final Wolverine appearance. News.
And a new series of Transformers films are due for release.
News. New James Bond film Spectre is the film on everybody's lips these days. A teaser trailer was released last week and the internet went into meltdown. Apparently many people misheard a certain word in the trailer and were very, very offended. Internet film blogger Billy No Mates had this to say. News.
Well, the trailer was pretty mediocre as it is, but about 1 minute into the trailer, a character seemed to say something very, very offensive. I was watching this trailer with my cats and I had to race over and cover their ears. I was in shock. I am writing to the inventor of the internet to complain. I am shocked and appalled. Anyway, I'm off to write a scathing review on the film before it's even released.
News. The new James Bond trailer is out to view now. The word is kite, by the way. Just saying. News.
Hugh Jackman has hinted that he might be leaving the iconic character Wolverine. Hugh has been Wolverine for over 10 years now, and it looks like he could be hanging up those claws for good very soon. In a surprise twist of fate, unknown actress Jenny Wasserface is lined up to replace Hugh as the character of Wolverine.
News. So, my agent called me and said, look, Jenny, we reckon we could get you the role of Wolverine because the producer of the film owes us a big favour. And I was like, yeah, sure, but isn't Wolverine supposed to be a guy though? And they were like, that's okay, we'll shave your head, bulk you up and get surgery done to make you look manly. So I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Do you want to do what you got to do in this game, huh? News.
So look out for a woman playing Wolverine very, very soon.
News. And finally, Transformers is being made into a bigger franchise than it already is. Studios are lining up to create spin-off movies from the original movies to sequels to their films, etc, etc, etc. Here is some studio executive to explain. News.
Right, so what we want to do, right, is we want to expand the Transformers universe. We want new Transformers movies every week, 52 movies a year. Each film will be about 4 hours long, cost about £200 million to make. It's double of what the fans want. We are selling small countries to finance it, but you know what? Who needs Wales anyway?
News. Prepared to be transformed into boredom any day now. News. News.
So that is it for today's really real news. However you've heard this, I thank you for lending us your ears. I have been Adam, insert witty name here, Barker.
And I have been Amy St. Christopher Lee.
Until next time, people, keep it real. Keep it really real.
Right. Do us a favour and count to 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay. Why don't we say 1 teen, 2 teen, or similar? So we say, 10,
10, 12.
We say 21, 22, 30, 31, 32. Why don't we say, why 12? Why 11? 1 teen, 2 teen?
I don't know. Because you're not
Most
a teenager
languages
till you're 13.
That's why.
Well, there might be
put
something in there.
teenagers after it because, right, okay, that's the way round it was. It was because they had teenagers in the dark ages. They worked out they'd only start the teens then. No, but no language does.
Not many do. Certainly no European language, or not many of the European language.
So has it got to come from the fact that the Romans didn't for some reason because they had a dozen and it's over a dozen?
Yeah, it's along those lines. So it's a weird one, but effectively, most things were done in dozens. So even a long 100 was 120.
Yeah.
And in the old ways of counting, really, we weren't decimal. And in fact, everything was grouped in 12. So a dozen, 24, like I say, an army of 100 men would be 120 in general. So the counting system wasn't decimalised until later on. So when you get to 21, 22, 31, 32, that shows the decimalisation. But the early use of the language, effectively, instead of counting to 10 being a natural thing, you would count to 12.
Because that was currency as well. Was that currency as well? Because was it 12 shillings to the pound?
Oh,
and stuff
fuck
like
knows.
That?
I never got my head
I
around
can't remember that, but I think it was around that, wasn't it? So that's got to have come from there before we decimalised.
Also, might make sense why there's 12 hours in a day.
It could well be.
The reason,
but I
12 is 12. They think 12 is a whole.
12 days.
Sorry
of
to
Christmas.
break this to you, but there's more than 12
I know.
hours
I meant
in a day.
sorry. On a clock face.
On 24, there's 24 hours in a day, 12 on a clock face. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Because it's 2 dozen.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. But that 12 is a whole.
It could well be.
Well, I'm a baker's dozen though.
A baker's dozen was 13
That's
because
'cause he's
bakers
being
had
greedy.
poor eyesight. Generally, through the conditions they worked in, they were regarded as having poor eyesight and having to count quickly. So a baker would always be over-generous with it, so he wasn't accused of shorting measures and would grab about 12, but may well chuck in a 13th to be able to get it out quickly, and because he was a bit blind.
Oh, okay, I always thought it was on the weight, just in
You're telling
case
me-
they'd made a roll that was too small.
Bakers are blind.
No, because it was a number. Well, that was my understanding.
Cool.
Oh my god, I was just saying. Just saying with Jessica. Oh my god, just saying sounds like Jess saying. How specular. I really hate it when I get all dolled up, brows shaped, legs waxed and tanned to resemble those magazine girls, and then I turn up at the funeral and nobody comments on how amazing I look. I mean, there is only so much you can do with black, you know. I think I deserve some kind of credit on mixing black with some hint of sequin and flashing the cleavage. Some people at funerals can be so rude. That was Just Saying with Jessica. Oh my god, Just Saying. I love that. Totes amazing.
Science Ash, riding through the glen.
Science Ash, with his band of men.
In white coats. Did you know that if you actually took all of the salt out of the sea as salt, it would weigh over 50 quadrillion tons? That is a really big number.
That's going to last McDonald's nearly a year and a half.
I'd put it down to about 14 months, unfortunately.
Prove it.
Prove it?
Yeah. Don't just give us these facts. Fucking prove it.
Show us.
Yeah. I want to see it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't. But
You might wipe
What
out
do you mean you
half
can't?
of the life on Earth doing it.
actually, if you then, if you did actually make it and get your 50 quadrillion tons, and you actually spread it over the land surface,
To what level of thickness?
it would be 500 feet deep,
Right.
which is equivalent to 40 stories.
Oh, you're
which-
talking about the entire land area
land
we've got.
area that we've got. So if you actually think of it that way, then that is the same height, if you're a Londoner, as the Gherkin.
Oh, okay.
40 stories high across all of the landmass.
Across the world.
Across the world, the landmass of the world,
Yep.
it would be 40 stories high, deep in salt.
To be honest, Ash, I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't going to prove it.
God, imagine you wake up going, oh, fucking tastes like salt. Fucking
I think
salt.
you'd be fairly lucky. I need a
Salty
drink.
outside, isn't it?
I need a drink. Let's get some. Oh.
When it rains, yes.
I think I need to go and live in the ocean.
Yeah. Let's go drink some water from the ocean.
And that was the point at which humankind evolved back into dolphins.
Fucking salt out of it. So the salt in the ocean is that much.
It's that much that if you actually
Spread it about.
got it all, spread it about, it would be 40 stories deep across the whole of
Who has the job to work that out? Who gets paid money to sit down and work that out?
Well, the funny thing is, some people just enjoy the challenge of this sort of stuff. I was listening to No Such Thing as a Fish, which I mentioned before.
Podcast.
There wouldn't be much thing of a fish if you've
Because apparently, because what they were saying is the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to United States, and what they wanted originally would be a statue big enough to see from the shores of France. And some geeks that,
What an idiot.
and I can't remember the exact measurement, but it had to be like something like 20,000 kilometres high or something ridiculous because of the shape of the Earth.
That's
To be
doable.
able
It
to
would
see
not.
it.
No,
It's
they wouldn't.
absolutely ridiculous.
That guy was like, I'm thinking his mind must think in looking at the world like Sim City.
Well, I mean, I mean, for the flat earthers, it wouldn't have been so hard, but when you actually take into the fact that the earth is curved, not much of a chance there.
Or make a curved statue.
Have a really long arm that points back towards France.
Oh,
halfway
no,
across
you
the
just
ocean.
have someone with a really curved hat. Napoleon with a curved hat.
Or just set dynamite along the boundaries of like Germany and Italy and Spain and all the other ones it joins with, and just like tow it over by the US. It'll be easier.
Salt.
Yeah. So salt, that wouldn't really help the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
It'd be taller than. It'd be about the same height as probably as the Statue of Liberty.
You said
That'd
the
be
gherkin.
buried under salt.
You said the gherkin.
Yeah, I said the gherkin.
Yeah,
That's
changed
an
it.
English one, but that would be about equivalent to the Statue of Liberty. I think that's probably about 40 stories high. I have no idea. I'm guessing.
all I
couldn't
remember is
give
in Ghostbusters, it actually walked really well, which was quite impressive.
It is.
Ghostbusters 2, obviously.
Good limbs.
And in
For a rock.
what was it? Was it Spaceballs where they
rock.
came out the nose?
What's it made out of?
Metal, it's bronze.
Metal.
Is it made out of... What do I think it's made out of? I think it's a statue.
Well, the original plan was that it was going to be gilded as well, so covered in gold leaf, which would have kept it like eternally shiny. But then they realised how much fucking gold.
I was just
they
saying, I love every story you start off with that historical makings or something. You're like, it was going to be this, but then they realised, nah, fuck that.
so much work. They spent a fortune building it in the first place.
You're like, yeah, we weren't going to make a gold Statue of Liberty, but then we thought, no, fuck, that's too much work. And then we were going to make a big fuck-off statue for France, but we thought, no, fuck it, it's too high.
I think the design, and again, this is off of the No Such Thing as a Fish podcast. I have to give them credit because they're amazing, those guys.
They're listening.
But I doubt that. But they were saying, so it wasn't actually designed for the USA. The guy who designed the Statue of Liberty had designed it to go in France or another country in Europe. And it turned out they didn't want it, so they kind of gifted it.
Again, it's
The
like,
Americans will accept anything.
it's like, yeah, we'll have it. And fuck it, it's too much hassle. Just give it to the fucking Yanks.
I wrote this song for you, Adam. Ash didn't like it, so I wrote it for you.
That's how it works. I started this podcast for other people, and then I just thought, oh, fuck it, you two can join in.
Well, yeah, Billy kind of just didn't turn up to record, yeah.
He did, he just disappeared. So, Salt,
All I can say is it's a good job they didn't make the Statue of Liberty out of salt because it would have dissolved by now.
if you like what you're hearing in this podcast, why don't you visit www.notlistening.co.uk? It's where the podcasts are held, as well as the Not Watching podcast and the Not Playing podcast. Well, Ash, do you listen or read anything that's on the website?
No,
No? Ash?
Listen, but I can't read.
So,
I find you barely literate at best. I couldn't possibly bring myself to read the trash that you knocked together on that thing.
okay, so please go to the website. Please enjoy. Right, exciting times now. Got an interview lined up.
Excellent. We haven't had an interview for
We haven't, have we?
about 2 weeks.
We have an interview. It's quite special. I got an email from
Yeah.
somebody saying they wanted to come on the show. I'm quite sceptical about getting people on the show because like sometimes it's not worth it. Do you know what I
You
mean?
normally have to invite
Sometimes they're
them.
boring. Sometimes you're like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care what you got to say. But I got an interview from Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson.
Superb.
So do you want to chat to him, Ash, as well? We're away
Yeah,
near
we
today,
can have a-
so I thought we could sort of jump on board with this. It's
Yeah,
quite fun.
I'm up for that. We
Yeah?
can have a chat with him.
So if we just get ourselves lined in. Hello, Michael, are you there?
Oh, hello there. Is that Adam?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
So, welcome to Not Listening Podcast.
Oh, thank you.
So you are Michael Jackson.
Well, yes, I have been for a few weeks now.
A
weeks.
few weeks.
Yes.
So, explain to me what you sent to me in the email. What are you doing? Why do you want to come on the podcast?
Well, I've realised I'm Michael Jackson, so I'm just trying to get some more publicity, really.
Right, okay, you realise you're Michael Jackson.
Yes.
How did you realise you were Michael Jackson?
Well, I was working in the cow shed, and I was milking Bessie, and she stepped backwards and trod on my foot, and I went, "Oh!"
Right.
And I ended up walking backwards, and my wife, Beres, she said to me, "Oh, did you see there? You're walking like Michael Jackson." And I thought, "Oh, and I sound like him. I must be Michael Jackson because he's dead now. But I've always been very open-minded, and I think I've got his spirit here in me."
Right, okay, so
So you've been reincarnated, effectively.
Oh, no, because I'm not dead. I'm just Michael Jackson now.
Oh, okay.
So you're not a reincarnation.
No, I'm Michael Jackson.
You are Michael Jackson.
Yes, look at me.
You are the little black boy from the Jackson 5.
Oh, no, I'm white, like Michael Jackson.
Right, okay, you're the white boy from the You Were Not Alone video.
Yes, and when my mother used to tell me off, she'd tell me I was bad.
Did she?
Oh, yes, quite often. And I always used to tell her stories, and then she'd tell me they'd Thriller.
Okay, all right. So Michael, what have you got lined up then?
Oh, well, I'm playing the Albert Hall
Royal-
next Wednesday.
The Royal Albert Hall. Really?
No, the hall above the Albert down in Abergavenny.
Oh, okay. So what are you going to be playing? Your best hits?
Yes. I've been practicing as I'm going to sing The Way You Make Me Feel, and I'm going to sing Bad, of course, and Thriller, and Black on White.
Black on White.
Black on White, yes.
Oh, you've changed it, or?
I thought that was what he said. I said when I wrote it.
I thought it was black and white.
Oh, I'll go back and I'll look at that one.
Do you think people misquoted you for all them years?
Well, it's all a bit confusing for me, really, because, like I say, I was working on the dairy farm, and now I'm Michael Jackson, so I'm not entirely certain of what I should be doing. I don't even know what my accent is.
So, have you got in contact with any of your siblings? Or?
Oh, well, I tried to get in touch with Jermaine, and I've sent him several emails now. I go down the library to send them, because we don't have an internet connection down on the farm, but he's not responded yet. And Janet, I saw some videos of her. It's very difficult now. She's my sister, but I've been trying to get in touch with them all, but they've not responded yet.
I wonder why. Because I think they'd love to hear from you.
I think so. I'm like I say, once I play the Albert, I've got another one at the Three Brewers down near Conwy.
Okay.
So I've invited them to that particular gig.
Okay, well, I hope that this podcast gets to them and we can reach out.
It would be really good, because you told me you got an enormous audience and you listen to in Hollywood and everything.
It's true.
Yes,
He's
he's
definitely Michael Jackson. He knows what he knows.
We just not watched
by
by ITV.
Which he says. so
ITV? I don't think we get that over my way.
No, you get BBC Wales, don't you?
Oh, yes, and I'm a fluent Welsh speaker.
Ah, okay.
Obviously.
Can you say Michael Jackson in Welsh?
Yes, it's very easy. It says Michael Jackson. Do you think I'm some sort of fucking moron?
I'm mute.
So before we let you go, Michael, because you said you got to go and sort some cows out.
No, I've got rehearsals.
Rehearsals.
Yes,
okay.
I got to do my practice for my dancing.
Okay, so before we go, what did you think of the funeral that they held for you? Even though you're not actually dead, you seem to be.
It was very, very nice. I believe I had a little dream about it. You see, and I dreamt that I was lying there still, and there were the people crying, which was very nice for me. But it was all a bit confusing. So I think I'm dead and alive at the same time.
Okay. Well, thank you, Michael, and hopefully we'll see you at the Albert.
At the Albert, yes, in the hall at the Albert.
The Albert at the
I'm
hall.
really looking forward to this gig. Apparently, Mavenway from the village down the road's going to be there as well, and she's very interested in my son Hugo.
All right, Michael. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. It was lovely talking to you, boys.
We'll speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Fucking weirdo.
You have hung up, haven't you?
Yeah. Hey, if you're on Twitter, why don't you follow me at Barker Podcast or Not Listening Pod? You can't follow these two motherfuckers because they don't tweet. Do ya, Will? There you go. That's them not tweeting. At Barker Podcast or at Not Listening Pod. Fuckers, you're supposed to say something in that bit.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
And that's it for today's Not Listening podcast. It's been a really good one. It's been really funny. Stop laughing. Don't laugh at us. We're here to make you... Oh, no, that makes sense.
It's a laugh of relief that it's over.
Possibly. They could do it. So, yeah, why don't you go to the website, www.notlistening.co.uk. Check out all the blog posts and all the entertaining stuff that's on there. Not watching podcasts, not playing podcasts, and all the stuff I do for the Really Real Show. I do radio. I'm a radio person now, Ash. I do radio.
Yeah, you got a face for it.
I've got a face for... Hey! I'm a good-looking guy, thank you very much.
And the body.
Yeah.
I got a body for radio. I got the face for late-night TV.
Got a face for a Jeremy Kyle guest.
So why don't you tweet me at Barker Podcast if you want to interact with me on Twitter? I'll get lonely on there, so send me a tweet and I may tweet you back. This man to my left, you can't see him because this is audio, but to my left, Ash, have you had a good day?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Will, at the end of the table, looking glum as ever. Have you enjoyed today's episode?
No.
Fair enough.
Nobody's